Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Vivi Marselina, and here I want a presentation about the article that I choose that have relation with my research. So this article is talking about improving students' vocabulary mastery using English song. So let's start. So the writers of the article is Rizky Gushendra from the State Islamic University of Sultan Syarif Qasim Riau, Indonesia. This is the outline. We're gonna talk about the first one is abstract, and then introduction of the study, methods, findings and discussion, and the last one is conclusion. So here the abstract. Based on writer's observation in teaching and learning process, the student had low achievement in vocabulary mastery in English. Memorizing vocabulary was not effective to assist the students because it was hard for students to memorize it. So to solve this problem, the writer used a strategy to improve the student mastery in vocabulary English. So the strategy was using English songs. The aims of this research was to find out a significant effect of using English songs to improve students' vocabulary mastery. This research was quantitative research by an experimental design. In this research, there were two classes as a sample. That classes were an experimental class and a control class. So variable in this research consists of two variables. They were English songs as a variable X and students' vocabulary mastery as variable Y. The total number of the population was 54 students, which were finally selected 40 students as sample of this study. So the sample was determined based on cluster sampling on an equal chance to be taken regardless of their typical of groups. The result of the research shows that the students' ability on vocabulary mastery test in the experiment class was very good level. It means that using English songs can improve the students' vocabulary mastery. Okay, next. And in introduction, vocabulary is one of the important factors in all language teaching. Students must continually be learning words as they learn structure and as they practice sound system. When looking at the teacher teaching at SMPN 1 Kampar Timur, the writer found that the ability of the student in memorizing vocabulary is low. This is caused by the student's prior knowledge of student is low, and also the ability of each student in memorizing the vocabulary is bad. Because pronouncing vocabulary, the student must know how to pronounce vocabulary well, because English vocabulary is not the same with Bahasa Indonesia pronouncing vocabulary. Therefore, the teacher should have several strategies to make their student motivated to learn English. The learners need a way of teaching that is enjoyable and practical so that finally they can integrate themselves into English. So for example, singing English song can get the student integrated to English. It is assumed that they can contribute many things to improve their capabilities, especially in their skill elements such as vocabulary arrangement. So singing English songs is believed to have direct influence on the pronunciation skills. From the phenomenon, the researcher tried to reduce the problem of the students' vocabulary. Therefore, the writer had a study on improving students' vocabulary mastery by using English songs. Okay, next. We're gonna talk about aims of the study. So the aim of the study of this research was to find out the significant effect of using English songs that improve a student's vocabulary mastery. The use of authentic material is an important factor to take into consideration when designing listening skill materials. By using such a listening materials, a learner is given the chance to develop the skill needed to compare and to use language that is commonly found in real situation. Therefore, it is important to take the opportunity wherever possible to expose students to example of a real language usage to help them become more communicatively competent. In addition, the use of a song in teaching and learning English as a foreign language is very much needed. From the song, we can learn many things such as vocabulary, grammar, listening, speaking, writing, and especially in listening. Okay, next. So research design. The design of this study is experimental research intended to find out of using songs in teaching vocabulary. In this research, the writer used two classes as a sample. That one of them is called experimental class, administered by using songs, and another one named control class that is administered without using song. However, the materials given and purpose of the research to each class are the same. There are two kinds of tests given in this research. They are pre-tests given before the treatment that aims at finding out the homogeneity of two classes, and post-test after the treatment is to find out whether or not using songs can improve the student vocabulary mastery. Okay, so next, the population of this research is the 8-year student of SMP N1, Kampar Timur, Kampar Regency, Riau Province, Indonesia, which are chosen from two classes. The total of students are 54. Before taking the sample of the student, the writer gave them multiple choice to test them. And then the writer divided groups according to the categories. Furthermore, the writers took the sample from the middle to low categories and divided into two classes, named by experimental and control class, by using technique and randomization. Okay, next. Finding and discussion. The data was taken twice, pre-test before carrying out using songs to improve the student vocabulary mastery in listening class, and post-test after carrying out using songs to improve student vocabulary mastery in listening class. There were two variables which were evaluated to see the significant influence mastery in listening skills. There was independent variable, which was symbolized by Y, and a dependent variable, which was symbolized by X. So look at the table. Here, from the table above, we can know the total score of pretest for experimental group was 975, while the highest score was 65 and the lowest score was 40. The total score of pre-test for control groups was 970, while the highest score was 65 and the lowest score was 40. And the total score of the test for experimental groups was 1645, while the highest score was 95 and the lowest score was 55. The total score of the post-test for control groups was 1265, while the highest one was 80 and the lowest was 45. Okay, the last one is conclusion. After having a test, the result of the student's ability on vocabulary mastery test in this experiment class was very good level, which was 82.25, and in control class was a good level 2, which was 63.25 on the inferential analysis. Therefore, using a song can improve the students' vocabulary mastery. Based on the result of the data analysis, it can be concluded that there is a significant effect of using song toward students' ability on vocabulary mastery. Okay, that's all my presentation. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.